Hey everyone, how have you been? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be and you may be watching me from. I'm Jola Oshiolukemi, the creative director of Vasilikos Fashion Outlet, and this is our channel, Vasilikos Fashion. So today, I hope you enjoyed our last episode and you've been watching our series on that. Generally, this channel is just for helping fashion businesses, or let's say businesses majorly, but with specification to fashion related businesses, helping them grow, helping them navigate through the route to their successes and to hitting their targets in the business world. So today, our today we'll be visiting other fashion designers and be asking them questions about so many things, their name, their fashion brand. It's just going to be like today we are going to the streets, like we are visiting specific fashion designers to ask them some questions from which we believe that you will gain through their experiences and those things they share. So I'll be answering some of those questions to myself. The first one, my name is Jola Oshiolukemi, like I earlier said. Yes, for how long have I been in business? This is 2022. So I'll be 5 years in business come May 31st this year. I'll be 5 years in business as a fashion designer. Then what else? How did I overcome the fear of spoiling customers' clothes? I think initially it was kind of something, but with time I discovered that having to acquire knowledge is one thing, then application of it is another thing. Like, I was recently reading a post on social media where I saw that someone mentioned, I can't remember the name of the person, but the person mentioned that ruthless application of knowledge, you understand? So I think that's what worked for me. It wasn't something that I overcame overnight or something I was able to get to do overnight, but as I started, every knowledge I was acquiring, I tried as much as possible to always apply it. For example, if today I was able to learn peplum blouse and everything, I did not wait till I was able to, even pieces like all my mom's back then, all my mom's used clothes, wrappers, everything, and even clothes that I sew for customers. Maybe it remains small and it's not even enough to make that style. I will sit down and join them together, and with that I was able to. So as I applied every knowledge I was able to acquire, with time I got to the point of expertise, such that when I even see any style, I don't get scared. At first when I started, if I say it's complex style, when I see it, it looks like, oh no, this style is. But with time, after careful practice and everything, I didn't get tired. And there's one other thing. Sometimes when you're practicing and you didn't get it, loosening the clothes and starting all over again is another issue. But with time, I discovered that in fashion design, if you are not patient, there are some things you can never achieve. So that was what made me continue to practice and everything. It gave me that push. So most times, and one other thing that made me easily overcome that fear of you bringing a style, and maybe besides acquiring knowledge and practicing that application of that knowledge personally by myself, the other one was the fact that I was able to how do I want to put it? Okay, so I was able to also decide within myself that I don't see a style and just stand and sit down and start cutting it or start trying to create that style. No, I will sit down and analyze it. It's a different thing for us to know fashion illustration very well, creating styles, what brought about this part of the garment and all that. But sitting down to analyze it well helps you to know how best you want to come out with the style that will bring what you want to create to life. So that I don't joke with it. Till date, I don't joke with it. Analyzing that style before going to, not that. And another thing is, fear. They say it's false experience appearing real, right? Fear can it can demean you, it can limit you, it can. So I decided within myself that if there's going to be fear in my life or fear in my business, it's not going to be based on customers. But I'm not saying that, for example, now I'm saying that, okay, to other fashion designers, maybe upcoming ones, I'm not saying that, okay, because I don't want to be afraid, what I've not acquired knowledge in, I then pick that clothes and start making. No. But me, I was able to overcome that fear because number one, I renounced it, that I'm not going to be a victim of fear unnecessarily. Then number two, I kept acquiring knowledge and I was practicing. I didn't just acquire everything. Some I have some students. I've once had students that I would teach them so many things. They will write it down and do everything. When they now want to start acquiring and practicing and doing all those things, they have to start coming back and calling. Why? Because those times I was teaching them, I give them homework, I give them everything, they won't practice, they won't do anything. So such students, I've noticed that over time, they still have to start the phase all over again before they can overcome that fear before they can overcome their fear of spoiling customers. So yeah, the next question, have I ever had to relocate? Yes, I've relocated my business. And the impact, trying to create awareness all over again, sourcing for customers all over again. But well, for me, it was worth it because it gave me a sense of fulfillment, because to some extent I've been able to give back to the new community where I moved in, which is one of my core values. And like giving back to people, I've been able to do that. So for me, relocation, yes, it affected my monthly income at some point before I picked up, but it gave me fulfillment, so I'm okay with it. And now it's not like before, so we are back to where we were, and even better than what we were before. Yeah, so advice to upcoming fashion designers: you can do it, never limit yourself. So now let's visit other designers and listen to what they have to say.
Hi guys, my name is Olusegun Akije. I'm the CEO of OK Potente Clothing. At OK Potente Clothing, we deal with ready-to-wear, bespoke tailoring, and training. I have some few questions here to answer. The first question says that, for how long have I been into the fashion business? I would say for 10 to 11 years now, from 2012. Another question is that, what inspired me to go into fashion-related business? I would say that I love it when people dress well. So because the way we dress is the way we are approached. So that really inspired me to go into fashion design, because I love it when people dress well. Then I love seeing people that dress well, and moving around people that dress well. Because sometimes the way we dress is the way we are approached, and fashion is a way of life. Now this question is kind of funny, but it says that, how do you overcome spoiling customers' clothes? Wow. So actually, what I do is, in most cases, that whenever I want to cut clothes, and I know that, okay, these clothes, I don't want to spoil the clothes, sometimes I try to cut it on the pieces if I have extra pieces that I can use to just cut out a sample on it. Then if I don't have, then I'll just ask my apprentices that, these fabrics, are they still selling it in the market? And once they say yes, then most of the time I'll just cut. But at the same time, if I cut that kind of clothes, I'll make sure I've eaten. I love food, don't mind me. So I'll make sure I've eaten before cutting that. So that's just it. And in most cases, when I'm done with the cutting, everything is usually perfect. All glory to God. Another question is, have I ever had to relocate? I would say yes. So that was 2016 and 2018. Another question is that, what's the impact of relocating on my business? I would say positive and negative. Negative in the aspect that I lost some of my customers, so they were not ready to wait. They tried other means, other fashion designers, so which really weighed me down. But I have a quote from my customers, so they were not ready to wait. They tried other means, other fashion designers, so which really weighed me down. But I have a quote that keeps me going, that to everything you've gained, there is something you've lost, and to everything you've lost, there is something you've gained. So to me, losing some clients, I gained education to it, and to me, gaining education, I lose some clients. So I'm not really feeling bad at that time. The positive aspect is that when I got to school, I did some adverts, so I created awareness for people to know about OK King's Clothing. Though now OK Potente Clothing. So I created awareness. So on WhatsApp group, I did broadcast messages. So whatever group I find myself, I send advertisements of my fashion business. So it makes people to know about OK Potente Clothing. You might not have seen me, but at least when you hear that name back then in school, it will ring a bell, and you know that there's someone wearing OK King's Clothing. So that really helped me positively. When I had to relocate the second time, so I strategized very well. So I created a broadcast list, so whereby I notify people when I will be traveling. I notify them when I will be around. So in most cases, when I'm around, people know that I'm around. They'll bring their fabrics, and when I'm going, I'll let them know. So the next time I'll be coming, I let them know before the time. So they will have prepared the clothes, the money, and everything they want to give to me. So I can spend like maybe 2 or 3 days, sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks, but I'll let them know. So, and another thing I do, which is I believe in myself to invest in myself. So I invest in myself a lot. Another thing is that whatever I do, I put perfection into it. One of my sisters, so hey, she normally says something that anything worth doing is worth doing well. So I make my sewing very neat in the sense that when you see it, it will be hard for you to believe that it was being sewed. It will be like ready to wear or ready-made already. So I invest well, and you know that there's someone wearing OK King's clothing. So that really helped me positively. When I had to relocate the second time, so I strategized very well. So I created a broadcast list, so whereby I notify people when I will be traveling. I notify them when I will be around. So in most cases, when I'm around, people know that I'm around. They'll bring their fabrics, and when I'm going, I'll let them know. So the next time I'll be coming, I let them know before the time. So they will have prepared the clothes, the money, and everything they want to give to me. So I can spend like maybe 2 or 3 days, sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks, but I'll let them know. So, and another thing I do, which is I believe in myself to invest in myself. So I invest in myself a lot. Another thing is that whatever I do, I put perfection into it. One of my sisters, so hey, she normally says something that anything worth doing is worth doing well. So I make my sewing very neat in the sense that when you see it, it will be hard for you to believe that it was being sewed. It will be like ready to wear or ready-made already. So I invest in myself, and I believe in myself enough to invest in myself. So that really helped me a lot. So me going to Osun State, so I got a lot of customers over there because from doing my NDDs, people already know me. Then at my HND, so I find it easy. Then me coming home and going back, so it really helped a lot. So during my second relocation, it helped a lot. So now I can relocate, but sometimes I need to be very careful. Another thing is that before you relocate, I would advise you to depend on God and commit your way unto God's hands. It's only God that can do it. Thank you very much. I remain my humble self, Olusoga Okikijesu Ayomide, CEO of OK Potente Clothing, outfit for the royalties. Thank you very much. God bless.
Hi, my name is Folo Charles of Falabi, and the name of my brand is Made in Ara. So what do we do in Made in Ara? Made in Ara is a fashion brand. Yeah, and we cater for every woman's needs and then the needs of the children. I mean the fashion needs. Yeah, fashion needs of women and then children. So we make dresses ranging from wedding dresses, bridal train dresses, birthday dresses, custom made dresses, luxury dresses, and of course ready to wear. And we also make dresses for children, both boys and then girls. Okay, so Made in Ara, wow, Made in Ara is 7 years now. Now that I think about it, it's been a while. Made in Ara is 7 years. I've been in business for about 7 years. Okay, so how did my passion for fashion come about? I'll say I've always loved to work with my hands. Now I still love to work with my hands. I love to see things coming together, things making something from nothing. So basically I love creativity. So I would say it kind of started after my junior WAEC. Yeah. So there's usually this long break we used to have after junior WAEC, and then my parents gave me the option of going to learn something, and then I chose fashion. Although at the time I almost regretted my choice because I didn't have a good teacher. I'm sorry, I didn't have a good teacher. So it made me feel like I felt fashion, making a dresses, everything about fashion. I felt it was so difficult because I had a terrible teacher. Okay, but then my passion for fashion and my love for fashion grew when I changed my teacher. As in, this teacher was a godsend tutor, and he was a Ghanaian. He's still a Ghanaian. Sorry, he's still a Ghanaian. And in a week or two, I could cut dresses. I was like, hey, it was like magic. So he had confidence in all his students, and in a week or two he could confidently tell me to undo a customer's clothes, and I'm like, wow, this is some level of trust. So lest I forget, I remember those times in when I was in JS3, I'll take my mommy's dresses, I would check them out, I'll check the English dresses, the native dresses, and see how it is sewn, especially the English dresses. I'm like, I always wondered, how do they make these dresses and then you don't see any seam and all of that? And I was intrigued. I was very inquisitive, and sometimes I like losing it and then put it together. So being able to do that also gave me encouragement, and I'm like, okay, if I can tear this down and bring it together, we can make something awesome. So I think that was how my passion for fashion grew, and it's still growing. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so fear of spoiling a client's clothes. Let me first, have I spoiled a client's clothes before? Let me see. Maybe yes, but not entirely. It's not like I spoiled the entire thing. It was still wearable, but I knew in my mind that this is not it. So it didn't happen a lot. It didn't happen a lot because you don't want that for your business. So how I overcame the fear, I'll say the first thing I do, I'm a believer. Yeah, I'm a child of God. So I pray. Before I touch a customer's clothes, I always ask God, take charge of these hands. So I pray, I commit the work of my hands into God's hands, and I ask God to just help me. So the second thing I do is to study the style inside out. So you see me studying the style, you think I'm writing an exam. So I study the style inside out, because you don't want to be caught in the middle of what I ordered versus what I got. Reviews are very important. So I study the style well, and then I watch YouTube videos. Thank God for YouTube teachers and YouTube instructors. So this is me saying thank you. So I watch lots of YouTube videos to be sure that yes, I've gotten it. And if I'm still not certain, especially if the fabric is really expensive, I use a lesser fabric. I practice on it to be sure that yes, I've gotten it. So basically that's how I still I'll say I'm still overcoming, because yeah, I'm still overcoming it. I've overcome. Yeah. Okay, so I think the last question is about relocation. I won't say relocation has affected me, because I've been almost around the same geographical location from where I started my business. So relocation hasn't really affected me, and it has not affected my client base. So basically that's it. So thank you so much. It's a privilege being here. Thank you so much for this opportunity. God bless you. Yeah, bye.
Good afternoon, my name is Akinwale Samuel. My brand name is King Signature. I'm a fashion designer. I specialize on male outfits. I've been in this business for a good 7 years. What inspired me is just that I just love fashion. How do I overcome not spoiling client clothes? Actually, I could remember then I've always been practicing on my brother's outfits till I get a good and perfect measurement of him. Yes, I had a relocation, and the relocation really affected me a lot, because based on distance I have to move every day. So it really affected me because I need to spend a lot. So that just
Hi everybody, I'm Priscilla Adesua Granrede. I'm a fashion designer. I sew both male and female clothes, anything that has to do with clothing, bring it to me. Well, I sell boxers and pants, but if you have it in bulk, like bulk now, that speaks money, I'm here for you. So I'm a fashion designer, like I said, and I started my business 2016. So it's 7 years now, and God have been faithful, ups and downs, but we are here. And the fear of spoiling customers' clothes. Well, I was fortunate enough to have a good boss who really encouraged me in getting clothes. Bring the clothes. When you bring the clothes, we direct us on how to work about it. And even when I'm alone, he has always trained us that we should settle down, check out the style. We study the style very well. When you study the style very well, how did they go about this? How do you go about this? Then you can practice it on the pieces of paper or pieces of clothes that you are not using anymore. So that is what I used to do. each time I realize that this tie, oh, I can't do it, or hi, it's a little bit difficult or challenging, or I've not worked on this before, I introduce it on the pieces before introducing it on the customer's clothes. So thereby I would have got myself familiar with the style before sewing the clothes. So that is actually how I manage not spoiling customers' clothes. Then relocation, yes, I've been relocating. It has been wonderful, now. I came from one place to another, starting all over again, meeting new people. It has been wonderful, and I think I've had to relocate like 3, 4 times now. Yes, this is the fourth time I'm relocating from Lagos to Ibadan, from Ibadan to Lagos, from Lagos to Ibadan. And now we are back to Lagos. So it has been wonderful. And the challenges I faced, the fear of starting again, having to convince people that Egbashowa, bring your clothes and all that. You have to start convincing people. You have to start getting customers. You have to start advertising all over again. It can be so tiring, but all you have to just do is put your mind into it. Tell people, let them know that this is what to do. That is how I do it. I tell people around, I sew, bring your clothes, so I sew, bring your clothes and all that. So that's how I do it, and it has been working for me, God's grace. So, and I make sure I relate also. Anywhere I get to, I relate, I greet, good afternoon, this is me, oh, this is me, this is me, this is me. So before you know it, they all start telling one another, oh, there's a new tailor there, there's a new tailor there, there's a new tailor there. And with that, we get to where we were before. So thank you.
Okay, so I hope you've been able to learn one thing or pick one thing or the other from every other fashion designer you've listened to. We have another episode coming up about this, and you will enjoy that even more than you enjoyed this, because they'll be answering very salient questions too in the next episode. Thank you for joining. Have you liked? If you find this useful, please share to other business owners, especially fashion business owners, and also please hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Bye. Enjoy your day.